Born on September 8, 1157, in Oxford, England, Richard I, known to history as Richard the Lionheart, was the third son of King Henry II of England and Eleanor of Aquitaine. Raised in a world of political intrigue and warfare, Richard inherited the fiery temperament and indomitable spirit of his parents. From a young age, he was drawn to the ideals of chivalry and knighthood. Despite being born into a royal family, his youth was marked by rebellion and ambition as he frequently clashed with his father and siblings over power and inheritance. Richard's upbringing in Aquitaine under the influence of his powerful and cultured mother shaped him into a charismatic leader and a lover of poetry and the arts. Yet, it was his prowess on the battlefield that would earn him his enduring nickname, Coeur de Lion, the Lionheart.
In 1189, after years of familial strife and rebellion against his father, Richard ascended to the English throne following Henry II's death. At the age of 31, he became King of England, Duke of Normandy, and ruler of vast territories in France. Despite his new role as monarch, Richard's heart was not in administration or governance. He famously spent only 6 months of his 10-year reign in England, prioritizing his role as a military leader over his duties as king. Richard's true passion lay in the Crusades. Inspired by the call to reclaim Jerusalem from Muslim control, he declared his intent to lead the Third Crusade alongside King Philip II of France and Emperor Frederick Barbarossa. For Richard, the crusade was not only a religious duty, but also an opportunity to cement his reputation as one of Christendom's greatest warriors.
Richard's journey to the Holy Land was fraught with challenges. After Frederick Barbarossa's untimely death, the burden of leadership fell heavily on Richard and Philip. Upon arriving in the eastern Mediterranean in 1191, Richard's first major triumph came at the Siege of Acre, where his forces helped secure a crucial victory against Saladin's army. However, tensions between Richard and Philip boiled over, and the French king returned to Europe, leaving Richard as the primary leader of the crusade. Richard's most famous victory came at the Battle of Arsuf, where his tactical brilliance and unrelenting courage routed Saladin's forces. The battle solidified his reputation as a fearless and skilled commander, earning him the respect of both his allies and enemies. Despite their fierce rivalry, Richard and Saladin developed a mutual admiration, engaging in negotiations and exchanging gifts during the campaign. Though Richard's military efforts were remarkable, he was unable to achieve his ultimate goal of recapturing Jerusalem. In 1192, he negotiated a truce with Saladin, allowing Christian pilgrims safe access to the Holy City while leaving it under Muslim control. The agreement marked the end of the Third Crusade and a bittersweet conclusion to Richard's quest.
On his journey back to England, Richard's fortunes took a dramatic turn. Shipwrecked and forced to travel through Europe in disguise, he was captured by Leopold V of Austria, who handed him over to Holy Roman Emperor Henry VI. Held prisoner for over a year, Richard's captivity became a diplomatic crisis. His mother, Eleanor of Aquitaine, worked tirelessly to secure his release, raising an enormous ransom of 500 marks, equivalent to several years' income for the English crown. Richard was finally freed in 1194, returning to England briefly before resuming his campaigns in France.
Richard's later years were spent defending his territories in France, particularly against his former ally, King Philip II. In 1199, while besieging a small castle in Chalus, Richard was struck by a crossbow bolt. The wound became infected, and on April 6, 1199, the Lionheart succumbed to his injuries at the age of 41. His death marked the end of an era, but his legend had already been cemented in history.
Richard the Lionheart's legacy is a complex one. He is celebrated as one of history's greatest warrior kings, admired for his courage, military prowess, and chivalry. His exploits during the Crusades and his battles against Saladin remain legendary, inspiring countless works of art, literature, and folklore. Yet, his reign as King of England is often criticized for his neglect of domestic governance and the heavy taxes imposed to fund his military campaigns. Despite his flaws, Richard remains a towering figure in both English and European history. His story embodies the ideals of medieval knighthood, blending heroism, adventure, and the enduring human desire to achieve greatness. For many, he is a symbol of the courage and determination required to face the greatest challenges.
Richard the Lionheart's life was one of relentless ambition, daring exploits, and unwavering commitment to his ideals. Though he spent much of his reign far from England, his impact on the medieval world was profound. From the battlefields of the Holy Land to the courts of Europe, his name became synonymous with bravery and leadership. More than 8 centuries after his death, the legend of Richard the Lionheart continues to inspire, reminding us of the enduring power of courage and the pursuit of a noble cause.